Hello, and welcome to Pathways to Healing, the Perfect Step podcast. We're your hosts, Cody Norman
and Logan Fry, paralysis recovery specialist at the Perfect Step, also known as TPS.
We are not doctors and are not prescribing anything during this podcast, as this podcast is for informational purposes only.
However, we are providing knowledge and experience that we have gained from working for years with clients in the paralysis community.
The guests on this podcast include experts in their respective fields or members of the paralysis community in their own right.
Suggestions and advice that we share may affect each person differently, as not one injury or diagnosis is the exact same.
All right. Thank you guys for joining in back on the TPS podcast, Pathways to Healing. We have Jerry Robin. What's up, Jerry?
Just got done with therapy, man. Hanging out with you guys.
We appreciate you taking the time coming on.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anytime.
It's a pleasure. I think a lot of people are excited to hear about your story and some insight that you can give. Why don't you go ahead and give the listeners a little bit of background on yourself for the very few who don't know who Jerry Robin is?
I'm originally from Minnesota. I moved to California in end of 2019 into 2020. Me and my wife, we moved out here and just COVID hit, and it was kind of crazy there for a little bit with her work, being a wedding photographer, and me racing because all public stuff was shut down for a bit, and it was kind of wild. Yeah. But yeah, I've been racing for dirt bikes for 20 plus years. I ended up getting hurt in April of 2025 with a pretty bad spinal cord injury, like a T5, T6 burst fracture. And yeah, man, now I'm just kind of on a healing journey, trying to get through that and learn a new way of life and stuff like that. So it's going pretty good though.
As far as your spinal cord injury, you're fused from T3 to T8, is that correct?
T9.
T3 to T9.
Yeah, it's
okay.
A pretty good one.
Do you know what the reason was for them fusing you from that high to that low?
Not really. I was in the ICU for 12 days, but I only saw my surgeon, I think, twice after the procedure. And I didn't even know I broke my neck because I broke my C2 as well in my crash, and I didn't even know I broke it until I think 5 days after my surgery, because I was like, I want to take my neck collar off.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you can't. You broke your neck too. And I broke 6 ribs. I punctured my left lung as well.
Wow.
From my ribs that broke. So
were you feeling like immense pain in your neck, or just like everything else was hurting?
I had no pain in my neck. I didn't know I broke it.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I was like trying to get my neck collar off, because it was annoying. So
when the crash happened, was it almost immediately that you knew
that
what was going
I
on?
knew instantly. As soon as I hit the ground, I was like, no way this happened to me. I don't know, because it's you always think it's not gonna happen to you, you kind of you see it happen to a couple athletes over the years, and you block it out, and then it just takes one kind of weird hit, and that's pretty much all it was. The crash itself was kind of bad. It wasn't the worst I've ever had, but I just landed funny and my legs came over my head and freaking snapped my back.
Do you remember the whole thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't get a concussion or anything.
No, you stayed conscious.
Unfortunately, I remember everything, because it's kind of a bummer. Yeah. Sometimes it plays through my head. I'm like, oh my god, because I was just laying there. It was an open stadium at I think it was MetLife Stadium,
New Jersey.
Yeah. And I was just looking up at the sky, and I was like, no way. It felt, first I was looking for my legs, because it felt like my legs were still up here, because it was the last feeling sensation my legs had. And it was like that for about 30, 40 minutes. Felt like my legs were still up there. So yeah, it was weird.
So you said that wasn't your worst. What was your very worst injury in your perspective?
Injury?
Crash.
Worst crash? Dude, I've had plenty worse ones than that one. It's hard to really say. High speed and hard hitting. Yeah, I've definitely had worse ones than that. It was just kind of like I said, it awkward landing, and legs came over my head and snapped it back. So.
And how long ago was this injury? What was your injury date?
April 19th, 2025.
2025 this year.
Yeah, so it was 4 months on Saturday.
4 months Saturday.
So pretty new, relatively.
And right after you got injured, you were in New Jersey, so you went to a trauma center out there in New Jersey, I'm sure. What was the trauma center, and how was your experience?
It's called Hackensack Memorial.
Okay.
My surgeon was really good. From time of injury to surgery was under 3 hours. So I got rushed to the hospital. The medic crew did a good job. Got me in an ambulance with the local hospital and got right into surgery. So I got pretty lucky.
That's quick. Yeah.
They had to pull bone fragments out of my spinal cord. which they got all that out and all the pressure off my spine. So
Nice.
surgery went well, but it was just obviously like the bone fragments being in there did a lot of damage and
Done the damage
stuff
already.
like that. Like it's not severed or anything like that because I have some reflexes below my injury that I've gained over the last couple months. So it's just kind of, yeah, man. I don't know. It's a gnarly injury for sure.
And I want to get back to your recovery story and all that
Mhm.
process a bit, but you touched on something that I kind of wanted to ask about. You touched on how you guys moved out here and then COVID happened. What was the professional racing scene like during COVID, and how did all that work?
So so we had Daytona Supercross in March. So we got home from that race. I actually broke my hand at that race, and I like rushed to get my hand plated to race the next weekend. And so I got surgery, got it plated, and stitches out like the day before the race in Indianapolis, and they canceled it because COVID hit. And then they shut down everything. And we made up the races all in Salt Lake City in, I think it was July into August. But we had to like take a COVID test every race. It was 5 rounds just in Salt Lake City, and we had to live there, like in a hotel.
Like quarantine?
Yeah, so like Feld Entertainment, the promoter, they picked 3 hotels that we could stay at, and you get there and you stay there in your room and have no contact with other racers. Like
It's literally like all the other professional sports, right?
dude,
It's
it
kinda
was
what they
actually
did
like
for,
it's weird to
NBA.
look back on because it's like it was only 5 years ago, but it feels
Right.
like
At least forever. Yeah.
like didn't even happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was kind of
Did
weird.
you see
but-
family and all? Could they visit you?
Yeah.
No family can visit you or anything.
No, once you're there, you're there.
That's
Wow.
wild.
Yeah, and actually, there was a racer. We were practicing during the week up in Utah, and he got paralyzed.
Oh, wow.
That was like really the first time I ever been around like a SCI in person to see it. And yeah, it's just like that's what I'm talking about. Like you don't really like you always feel like it's like not gonna happen to you kind of thing. You like block it out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty like that in any sport. You know, like baseball, you see
Yeah.
someone like blow their shoulder out, and
Right.
you're like, oh, that's like not gonna
What
happen.
happened to me?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it does.
Yeah, like you know,
Yeah.
and then it does. So it's kind of it's just weird as like athletes or whatever. You kind of like you have a different mindset going into you know
From your
everything you do.
perspective, like being around somebody, because you mentioned being around somebody that was paralyzed, like during that time, 2020, when they got injured.
Mhm.
Your perspective about spinal cord injuries then at that time versus now, and all the knowledge that you have and what you know, what was that difference?
I mean, everything changed really. I mean, it's like you don't really know what they're going through until you're going through it, kind
Right.
of thing. It's like, in a way, I mean, you can see why it's so hard for some people to relate, you know, because it is like, I mean, everything changes, like just how you go to the bathroom, just getting around the house, driving. I mean, so much changes like quick.
Right.
So, yeah, man, it's a pretty humbling experience for sure.
What was the biggest change for you that you feel like took the longest time to get used to? I'm sure there's still a lot that you're getting used to. I mean, you're only 4 months post, but from initial injury to, let's say, a month or 2 later, what was like one of the things that you felt like, all right, this is going to take some time getting used to, and now you feel like you've kind of you've gotten close to mastering it or getting really good at it?
I don't know. I'd say probably like the bathroom stuff, honestly, because it's like
Yeah.
at first, I mean, you're in like Casa Clina, like you're getting hoisted up to the ceiling on like a Hoyer lift or whatever, and like they take care of everything for you, and then kind of a couple weeks before you get going, you're expected to start doing it on your own, like completely. So, and I wanted to do it on my own completely, like from the start. So, I kind of had like a little jump start with that, and that helped a lot. Like going forward into going home, getting used to home life, and thankfully, I mean, we just had a 1-story house, so
Gotcha.
getting used to home life was pretty easy for the
Home
most
life.
part.
Nice.
So that's talking more about the physical side. Can you talk a little bit more about maybe the emotional connection and how maybe some of your relationships have changed with either loved ones or your wife or friends or the community that you're around?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, me and my wife, we've been like, I mean, honestly, been super good through the whole thing. Like, I'm honestly pretty impressed by her, just like stepping up to, and like nothing's really changed, honestly, between us besides like her helping, like put my wheelchair in her car and, you know, stuff like that, or her taking like the trash can down like to the street. So like in that sense, everything's good, like between us and stuff. But I'd say like the hardest thing was like family. You know, it's weird. It's almost like they got more affected by it than me and Jen in ways. So that was kind of interesting. Like, even though they're not really around that much or anything like that, like, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say like relationships changed by any means. Just maybe like sometimes in public, like people look at you a little different because it's like, you know, you're in a chair and stuff like that, but it's understandable.
Do you
So-
think the family changes were because of what you had kind of talked to us about before, about how a lot of the parenting in the field of it's Supercross, right? The
Yeah.
field of Supercross is very interesting, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of expectations and kind of the behind the scenes.
Yeah, I would say like more like my dad was just like, he's really bummed or like beating himself up that he even like got me into it kind of thing. Like, because originally I was like, he was never going to have his kids race. And he was pretty good back in the day and stuff like that. And the only reason why I started racing or riding in the first place when I was 6 was because his brother got cancer. And he still was riding at the time. And he was like, well, I'm just going to like enjoy my life until I pass away kind of thing. Like that was his mentality. So my dad got me and my brother dirt bikes, and that's how we spent time with him before he passed away. And I was like a natural off like with it right off the bat. And like I won my first race after riding for I think it was like a month or something like that when I started racing. So I mean it was kind of like in my blood a little bit. So then my dad was like, oh, now you gotta keep him racing, you know?
Yeah.
So,
How old were you when you started racing? Like
6.
okay, when you started racing at 6. Wow.
Yeah, then I raced nationals when I was 7.
Okay. Oh my goodness. And then when did you become pro? How old?
So it was 2017 because I took 2 years off when I had some like family. My parents split up. I ended up quitting racing and I just worked concrete construction for a bit and just kind of went that route for a little bit. And then kind of my brother got me back into it a little bit just to like try it again. And that was in 2016. Won nationals in 2016, and then I turned pro in 2017 season.
So you mentioned like kind of going through some hardship when you kind of stopped riding for 2 years, worked in construction. During that time, like what was going through your head, and like you feel like how much, whatever you're willing to share as far as like your profession, right? You're riding a dirt bike, you're competing. At what point did you feel like you're able to like be back on the bike mentally and still be there competitively, right?
Like during the break, you're saying?
Yeah, like after you had the break and then you're like, okay, I'm ready to come back. Was there like a switch that happened or like, okay, now I'm ready?
Yeah, it was like right away. Like I kind of got over like all the stuff that happened with my family. And I was like, honestly, in 2016, it was kind of funny. Like I went to nationals and I was like kind of like partying and like I didn't really give a shit, you know, like I didn't really care that much. And I was just like going just to go. And I ended up winning the national title that year. And I was like, maybe I should like take it a little bit more serious, you know? And I got picked up from a little Yamaha team based out of Pennsylvania, and I moved out there for a little bit to stay with the team and did the 2017 season with them, and kind of then I got back into racing full time.
So it's kind of interesting, like hearing your perspective of somebody who was able to be a successful professional in the sport, because I think a lot of people who get there have the opposite mentality of, you know, they dedicate their whole life, they live racing, that's all they do, they don't, you know, really do anything else. And you were kind of just like, I started and then I stopped and then, you know, had something and I was like, maybe I'll try a different route.
Yeah.
Was it almost immediately when you got on, when you were like 6, that you were like, oh, I'm really good at this and I can be good at this? Or did you ever have a light bulb moment of, wow, even at the highest level, I'm able to compete with the best of the best?
I don't know. I mean, it was kind of, I mean, for sure when I was younger, it happened right away. Like, honestly, I didn't really have to like try that hard in a way. Like, it was very, very natural, and like I didn't do much training, or like in the Minnesota winters, like you can't ride. So I'd take off 6 months and win the first race back of the spring and stuff like that. So it was like pretty natural. And there was some good competition in Minnesota too, growing up. A couple of guys that still race to this day, like professional and stuff. So, but we were all in the same boat growing up in Minnesota. So it kind of kept it fresh for a long time. because like we never really went down south like a lot of families did, and like a lot of them would go to Florida, Texas, stuff like that, and we just stayed up in Minnesota and ice fished and hung out. So it kind of kept like the sport fresh.
Didn't know you're
Honestly,
just, like,
yeah,
burnout.
like burnout. Because like
Yeah.
I would imagine like in your sport, baseball, like there's, I mean, baseball camps and people like
Yeah,
families
year
pay
round,
it
for sure.
California,
a lot of money.
playing
Yeah,
year-round.
California,
California's year round,
Yeah,
and
year
like
round.
families are spending good money to, push their kid, and
Yeah.
it's the same thing with any sport. It's like kind of crazy the financial side of things. It's pretty insane.
Do you think you would still be in it if you did move down south somewhere else to where you could play or you could
Like I
ride
think
year
in that
round?
break when I just worked construction, I think I would have just probably stayed working, to be honest.
Really?
Like I was pretty over it at that time when my parents split up, and I was riding for Honda at the time.
Mm.
And yeah, I mean a lot of stuff went down with my just like personal stuff, but yeah, I was pretty over it at that point with the sport. And I don't know, the 2 years was definitely needed off just to work and figure out some stuff for myself too and stuff like that. So
How is the sport when it comes to the professional side of things and like expectations? Because like you said, you're part of different teams and you get sponsorships, and I'm assuming all of that is based off performance basis.
yeah.
So how is like the kind of behind the scenes of that?
We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty gnarly. Like it's a pretty cutthroat sport. Like, I mean, kids, they'll dedicate their life to it, get to like 18, 19, 20 years old, get hurt on their first factory ride, get dropped, and they're done. And they never get picked back up.
So
And they don't, like, their family's out of it. They already spent all their money. So you're done.
When you say factory ride, is that
Like
the
riding
brand?
for like Yamaha, Honda, KTM.
Okay.
So you get like manufacturer support, and you're making money. It's all you know. And a lot of kids, it's like kind of crazy. They like get homeschooled at a young age, and their parents are like pulling out, second mortgages on their houses. Like, dude, the sport's crazy. Honestly, like for the people that take it like super serious, betting on their kid to make it,
Yeah.
it's pretty wild to see it till they get to that level. But yeah, man, it's sad to see because I mean I've been a couple of my buddies even like I raced them all my life, and they got their first factory ride, had a rough year, got injured, and they're done.
it's crazy because
yeah.
I'm sure injuries are not
And
uncommon in
it
that
happens
sport.
all the
Yeah,
time.
almost all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking before the podcast started. I mean, like I've raced broken bones. I mean, you just like, and that's another part of the sport that's like a bummer is like you're almost expected to perform hurt to keep your spot
Mm-hmm.
because let's say you have like a 1 year contract.
After that year.
Like, what if you don't race, you're dropped.
What is
Yeah.
the longest tenure of contracts that they give riders?
Like at the top guys that win, I mean, they get like 3 or 4 year deals.
Even
So
that's
it's like
kind of
they got like job security for sure. But somewhere like my level where they're like 10 to 15 range in the pros, I mean, 1 year deals. Even some of the top guys get 1 year deals for like a shot and stuff like that, and it's sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. They get hurt and they're back to like on the team levels that I'm on and stuff like that. So it's I don't know, the sport's kind of brutal.
Welcome to the Be Perfect Foundation, a beacon of hope for those living with paralysis. We're a nonprofit organization on a mission to make a difference in the lives of hundreds of fathers, mothers, siblings, and friends. We provide direct financial and emotional aid. From medical necessities to guidance and support, we're here to help individuals on their road to recovery. With nearly $10 million raised and a 100% volunteer staff, your support goes a long way. Visit BePerfectFoundation.org to donate or find out how you can get involved. The Be Perfect Foundation, changing perceptions daily.
sport itself, and obviously I'm sure that's more from like the business side, but
Mhm.
how is like the racing community?
It's good.
We've had a couple
Mhm.
guys in here, and it seems like a lot of them do try to support the rest of the community or
Mhm.
those like who get injured.
Yeah, it's a pretty tight knit community because it's like, I mean, a lot of us grow up with each other. I mean, some of the younger kids here, I wasn't aware of like them racing or anything like that because I'm 28 and quite a bit older than them. But yeah, it's kind of crazy how many moto kids are actually here at TPS, like
Yeah.
doing therapy and stuff like that. It's cool to see though. because I'm like able to relate to them and
Mhm.
know a little bit of what they're going through.
Definitely. From when you started to like now, do you feel like the motor injuries taken off? It's kind of stayed still, or it's
Dude,
declined?
this year's been bad.
Really?
I don't know why. Like, there's
Some injury wise, it's been bad.
just like spinal.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah, dude.
Mm.
Like crazy. Like quite a few broken necks. They weren't paralyzed, thankfully.
Yeah.
But even like, yeah, I mean, there was like 2 top guys that broke their neck. They were like ended up being fine, thankfully. But then I got paralyzed.
Mm.
I mean, there's injuries like pretty much every race of some sort, like tearing ligaments in knees, and
Now, do you think that has to do with the fact of
It's
there's
just the
more
sport.
races now than ever, though? That's happening
Yeah,
more,
a
and more
little
people
bit.
racing.
yeah, more people racing and the
Okay.
competition side and stuff like that. But
Right.
I don't know, man. Like, kids have been crashing a lot lately. I don't know what's changed, but there's been a lot of injuries this year for sure.
Over time too, like, have you noticed that bikes have changed? Like, there's been
Yeah, they're
faster
too,
bikes
they're too
and
fast.
Okay,
honestly,
yeah.
like my bike I ride. I mean, you're jumping 60 feet off like a little 3-foot jump base, like 10 feet out of a turn, because there's that much power.
Yeah.
And I mean, even like the thing I got hurt on, like I would say a couple years ago, that thing would not be jumped because the
Dang.
bikes have like gotten that much faster.
Mm.
Jeez, it's insane.
Like,
You started off with a 1985.
Oh, so that's like so that was my dad's bike actually. So the reason why I raced that in 2013. It's funny you brought that up. You were doing some research.
yeah.
Oh god.
We should have been ready.
Yeah. So that was strictly just because my bike at the time broke. This was 2013 when I was still an amateur,
Yeah.
and right before my Honda deal, and I just I raced it because my bike broke, and my dad was like, "Oh, just like this is all we got, so you're just riding that." And at the time, I think I was 28 years old at that time, so I just rode it at our area qualifier for nationals, and then ended up racing at regional qualifiers for nationals. I won on it, and then that's ultimately like how I ended up getting my Honda deal, which was pretty
That's
crazy.
impressive. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
cool. Like a lot of parents were like, I mean, they were screaming at their kid, because they were, pouring money into brand new bikes and stuff
Right.
like that. And I was just racing someone who was
85.
28 years old.
That's cool.
And I beat him. And like,
That's a flex, though.
yeah, no, it was actually like, it was pretty cool. Looking back on that, like that was probably one of the like coolest things like I've done in my career. And I mean, it like propelled me forward pretty far in my career from like being able to do that,
For sure.
and like, I mean, the bike is, it's still a dirt bike at the end of the day. You
Yeah.
can still go fast
It's a
on it, but it
machine.
was pretty old.
I
For
feel
sure.
like because you're someone that you have a really good mindset, and like we've talked about mindset and how you've even
Mhm.
I'm sure you're open about how you've seen like a health mindset coach and a life coach.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And I know we've had a lot of athletes on the podcast too, and
Mm-hmm.
we always talk about the athlete mindset in comparison to like your recovery process.
Yeah.
How do you feel like your mindset as an athlete and being an athlete for such a long time, how do you feel like that's projected you into like your recovery now, and like how strong you've been able to stay
Honestly,
mentally?
like, it was kind of funny even at Casa, like I was like chomping at the bit to get out of there because like I was like,
Yeah.
dude, I can only transfer in and out of my chair so many times
Right. Right.
before I'm ready to go home. Like I probably wasn't ready to go home, but I was just like, I think one thing with athletes is like you don't accept things. Kind of like you're like willing to push yourself like to that extra little bit.
Almost
Right.
like it helped and hindered.
Yeah,
Like, 'cause
kind of like, yeah. and
You
you
wanted
just,
to be
like-
able to push yourself a little bit more, even though it
yeah, and
probably
I was
wasn't
just
the
like,
right
dude,
time.
like I want to be home. Like I wanted to be where I wanted to be, kind of thing.
Of course.
And even if I wasn't ready for it, it was like mentally it's better for me to be at home than at the rehab. Like
Right.
and like I wanted to be here. And I think that was like really because when my wife and her parents came here to visit, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna love that place." It's like they'll like push you a lot more than the therapist at Casa. And yeah, I just wanted to be here. So it kind of
Yeah.
like I don't know, I think the mindset really just you're not willing to accept like the answer right away. You like
Mhm.
want to fight for the answer that you want, kind of thing.
Mm.
And I think that goes a long ways in like the mental side of things, just to like especially with this injury, like it's a pretty, I don't know, it's just so life changing. You
I feel
know,
like a
Definitely.
part of it, and for lack of a better word, it's almost like that athlete like ego of, well, you haven't seen me go through this, and you
Yeah.
haven't seen what I can do
Yeah,
through the process. So
exactly.
it's like, you can tell me, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do this and this, but
Like
that's
watch me.
everybody else. But
Prove
like,
you
watch
wrong.
me because you
Yeah.
don't know
Mm.
me, right? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely like a big part of it too. Like, like I've been through a lot of injuries in my past and stuff like that, and it's definitely interesting seeing like how much different this is than like a knee injury. You get like surgery and you're like, all right, 3 months, let me see if I can beat that
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Right.
And then with like a spinal cord, I mean, it's like, for one, you don't know what it's going to do. The doctors don't know what they're going to do. And like some people end up walking, some people don't. And they don't really have an answer for it. So it's like, it's such an unknown.
Oh.
And I would say like that's probably been the hardest part with the spinal cord thing. It's like a lot of even doctors don't know.
Mhm.
It's just kind of like, hopefully, like I got stem cells and I was really hoping that did a lot for me. And it got a lot of my reflexes back and some like muscle function below my injury. So right now, I mean, I'd say the stem cells were 100% worth it. Because like, dude, I was like a freaking noodle at Casa. Like when I was trying to do sit and balance and stuff, like,
Yeah.
dude, it was so bad at first.
Yeah.
So
How long in did you get stem cells and where'd you go?
Like super quick, right? On your way
4
from-
weeks. So it was 4 weeks from injury.
Okay.
So I was at Casa, and then a sponsor of mine, he's a investor in a stem cell clinic or regenerative medicine clinic in Kansas City.
Hmm.
And so yeah, I went there, got the stem cell procedure done. It took like 10 hours because they did liposuction and processed it. And it was because I had so many injuries from my crash. They have to do all those injections first. So it's like, I had my neck injection, 6 ribs, and then I think it was like 15 back injections.
Wow.
It was a lot of stem cells.
Wow.
It was a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah. So it was pretty wild.
How long were you there for overall?
Just a day and a half.
Day and a half.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I flew in. My sponsor picked me up on his private jet.
Awesome.
So he picked me up at Chino Airport, and then we flew to Kansas City.
Wow.
And then we had just a car waiting for us at the airport and spent the night. So I guess it was 2 days,
Okay.
technically. Spent the first night there, got stem cells the next day, stayed the night, and then flew home the next day.
Did you get sick at all? Like any nausea or anything else?
I was pretty like messed up on drugs. So
Okay.
not, like Valium to like keep me calm.
Yeah.
And so they also like numb your injury, like even though you're numb below your injury level, with the injections, your body can have like an adverse reaction to like pain,
Mm-hmm.
and
Like a reflex?
you can have like a heart attack and some other stuff. So they numb you still, even though I can't feel anything. So it was kind of interesting.
Just to make
That
sure
is
you really don't feel anything.
Yeah.
I think it's body reflex because
Okay.
of the level of injury,
Yeah.
because like AD stuff like that,
Yeah.
you can get kind of messed up.
Thinking into any pain reflexes and make sure your
Mhm.
body's responding.
And like, because he's injecting like into the intrathecal sac, so it's like a millimeter from your spinal cord. So if I have a spasm,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
needle
not
goes in
good.
your spine, and then you're screwed.
Were you having spasms that early on though? After your 4 weeks after your injury?
So actually, like below my injury, I like flexed when he like put the needle in below my injury, and he was like, "What the heck?"
Hmm.
It's like that shouldn't happen. It was like at my T8 level.
Really?
Was this after they told you that you were complete?
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, I don't know. Like the tests for like the complete or incomplete is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do it like pretty quick after your surgery, and
Yeah.
swelling's not even out of your spine yet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Definitely.
It's hard to say.
Do you want to go back for another test to see if you are complete or incomplete, or what's that going to look like for you?
I mean, I don't think I really need to.
Yeah.
In a way, like, I mean, I've gained function below my injury level and reflexes, and I don't know. I mean, even from like their diagnosis, I feel like I've kind of beat that.
Right. Right.
So,
Yeah. I mean,
when
based on what, I mean, because
you guys worked with me.
I did your initial
Yeah, you did my
evaluation.
eval.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we talked about like the tension that you've, regained and we talk about, we don't even
yeah.
sometimes know if it's a form of spasms and sometimes it's a form of pain reflexes, but there has been definitely a difference like in tension that we felt in your body. And I know that some of it too can attribute to psilocybin, right?
Yes.
And so, I mean, there was a couple instances where maybe it was a coincidence, maybe not, but you came in, you did psilocybin a little bit before, like microdose, and then you came in.
Well, you
and
remember
like,
the day I did it, and it was like insane.
Yes.
Yeah. So like, I think it depends on like when I take it's like a little gummy.
Right.
But yeah, I think it depends on like how long I take it before.
Yeah.
Because then I think I did it was like 40 minutes before. And like, dude, I could barely even get in my chair out of the car. Like I was having spasms so bad. Like my legs, like they're just like locked straight. And like, you touch them and they flex.
Is that what you expected?
When I first did it with you?
Yeah. When you first did psilocybin, did you expect spasms to be that strong?
No, because like, I think you brought it up to me, Cody, right?
Yeah.
About the psilocybin.
Yeah, we had talked about it. I had some other clients who had tried it and had different types of reactions. Some very positive, and they continued, and some
not so positive.
Not so positive. But I will also say I don't think they microdosed. I think it was the dosaging was.
Yeah, the dosaging matters.
Yeah, the dosaging it matters a lot.
Yeah, because since then I've done a full dose since then, or at least like 1.5 grams or something like that of actual friggin' mushrooms. And I mean, I had like a muscle spasm for like 8 hours straight.
Yeah.
I couldn't move. It was terrible.
That video is crazy.
Dude, it was terrible.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I was getting like claustrophobic. I was like, dude, I can't move.
Yeah, the dosage is a big part of that.
Yeah. So like microdosing though, like I think it's very beneficial for coming to therapy and like working with you guys with it. Cause like, I mean, Logan noticed the difference instantly.
Yeah.
He was like, wow, this is like, when you put like intention there, like he can feel it.
Did you have any like sensation come back or anything like that after your experiences? Especially after like the bigger dose?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised because a lot of people say they do. But they might do a bigger dose than I did. Like some people do like
Heroes trips.
Yeah.
Like 3.5 grams.
Yeah.
And how long how long have you been doing it for? How many times? Yeah, have you done it?
Now I only do it when I come here.
Yeah.
So like today I forgot to take it before. So I took it like as soon as I pulled in. I don't think it really like did anything. Just because we started working right away.
Right.
And it kind of goes way faster the more consistent you do it.
Yeah.
And
like tolerance.
Yeah, you get like tolerance and stuff like that. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah, but I remember like the first time I took like a little capsule and it was like 0.1 of a gram. And like me and my wife were like doing exercises in our room, like moving my legs, and it was like insane.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, there's like definitely something
for sure
wild
to psilocybin with like your nervous system. Like I would recommend any like SC added microdose.
What kind of research have you seen on psilocybin?
There's a lot out there now.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of different like research.
Even Johns Hopkins Hospital's doing it.
Yeah, especially now that we're, I don't know how I should word this, but as we're getting more into things like that being accepted and being able to like actually be researched, we're getting a lot more of it.
That's changed a lot.
Yeah, for a long time in like academia, there was a blockage on even testing those types of drugs, whether it's like LSD, psilocybin, even for like how we're finding out that they can help with PTSD or anxiety or any of those things. We couldn't study them in academia for a long time.
Is it ethical protocols or
I think it's
FDA?
right? It's gotta be.
Yeah. I don't want to get into like the nitty gritty of
of
like
everything,
what, but
it's opinion based.
Yeah,
It's not,
it really started again. I want to say, I don't want to get it wrong, but I think in like the 2010s with like Canada, and they started doing a lot of that type of research, studying psilocybin and stuff. And the U.S. noticed that we were falling behind. And so we have gradually started to accept, and now it's becoming a little bit more common.
Yeah, it seems like in like
accepted.
The America or Western medical industry, it's a little different than like out in Europe or something like that. Like they're a little bit more open to trying stuff like that. But I do think America's kind of like catching up to that.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I think honestly, like I know social media has like a lot of negativity behind it with like what it's done, but dude, like so many people are like on a health and wellness journey now because of like stuff coming out on the internet and like, realizing like there was maybe not all pharmaceuticals is like
Yeah,
the
no,
best thing out there.
no, there's a
right.
there's a
That's
really
a-
really big Netflix documentary. It's by his name is Paul Stamets,
Okay.
and it's called How to Change Your Mind,
Okay.
and
I'll have
it's
to check that
these
out.
clinical studies done on 4 or 5. I think it's 4 or 5 parts. It's like a little docu-series, and each one of them is a different drug.
Oh,
And
really?
it's like MDMA, psilocybin, tobacco, and I think peyote or something like that. But each one is
Would
like
that
a
be
different.
like a what's it called?
Psychedelic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's another like type of psychedelic.
Okay.
Like it was super common, like Native American tribes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like an older one.
Mhm.
But each episode is like a different drug and attached to an ailment of like PTSD or
Mhm.
something
'Cause they
like
say
that.
like the psilocybin stuff is crazy for PTSD.
Mhm.
Like a lot of veterans, like
Yeah, and
hospitals
it's
now are
crazy,
using
like,
it
in the
for-
documentary, you're
veterans.
literally a camera on the wall watching these patients go through their like trip while
They're,
the
like,
doctor's like coming
processing.
in and like while they're processing it. It's a really really good docuseries though,
Yeah,
but
I'll
it also
check
like
that
was one of those things that even though Netflix like posted it, it
Mhm.
got a lot of like they kind of got a lot of
Traction.
flack for it, but
Oh,
it
really?
got so much traction that it was something like, oh well, the cat's already out of the bag. Like, don't really know if they can like kind of shut it down anymore.
Mhm.
But super super good. Yeah, Paul
When did that
Stamets.
come out?
22, 23. Can you look it up? Michael
that
Pollan,
out.
yes, thank you. He also wrote a book. It's called My Mind on Plants, and he
Mhm.
for a long time was like actually in academia, and then
Mhm.
once he kind of finished like his tenure, he
Mhm.
switched over to studying plants that actually alter the mind, and
Really?
then that was when he started that documentary.
Hmm.
One of our buddies was doing his master's at USC, and the author of that documentary, one of his books was like a signed reading for his class at USC. So he was very big in like academia,
Yeah.
and then he went and studied like mind altering plants, and they were like, okay, you're out of academia now, kind of.
Just because of that, like what are you studying?
yeah, there's just it seems like a negative connotation around that
Mhm.
field for
Deem
academia.
as appropriate.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see like where they're coming from with that in a way, just because it's been so long
Mhm.
with like
You're a
that.
business owner in the retail, restaurant, hospitality, or petroleum industry. You have ambitious plans for multi-site remodels, refreshing your brand, and integrating the latest technology, but you need a partner you can trust to bring those visions to life. Enter Apex Imaging Services. With a legacy dating back to 1949, we've been at the forefront of innovation and transformation for over 7 decades. From licensed general contracting in 48 states to cutting-edge tech solutions, we've got you covered. Our services include everything from interior and exterior refreshes, open and closed remodels, and technology integrations, to 3D virtual tours, data analytics, and cloud security for Fortune 500 companies. But it's not just about what we do, it's how we do it. We're dedicated to quality, value, and efficiency. We listen to your needs, tailor solutions to your goals, and deliver results on time and on budget. So whether you're planning your next remodel, seeking to enhance your brand, or embracing the digital age, Apex Imaging Services is your partner for success. Visit apeximagingservices.com to learn more. Apex Imaging Services, your vision, our expertise.
Yeah, it's
Talk
all
about
good.
this stuff though.
Yeah, it is
'Cause
fun.
'cause
Yeah,
it's like,
it's fun to talk about.
like I said, like even with like TikTok, like Instagram, all these people now are like, I feel like being active or fit is like in our age group kind of like now becoming popular,
Right.
and like people are like wanting to find natural remedies or supplements or this that.
Naturopathic ways.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
and
even
it-
though there is like things like, I mean, GLP-1, Ozempic out there that are almost like
Yeah.
boosters, right?
Mhm.
We're still, like you said, we're trying to figure out different ways that are more healthy than taking just medications in order to do
Yeah,
so.
even
Or,
like
big pharmaceutical stuff because
For
dude,
sure.
there's like so many side effects to that.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Like my dad, he started taking some statin drug or whatever because he had like high cholesterol, and dude, it like totally messed him up
Mm.
in like a
It's
month.
like you take a pill and then it's like, okay, but it's going to cause these side effects.
Yeah, and then you
take
can't get
these
off it.
You need
pills.
this pill to
Yeah,
fix
take this
that.
pills to fix the side effects.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
dude,
by
it's
the end of
nuts.
it, you're like,
I mean, think about our clients. Like, there's clients in here that have been on 32 different medications
yeah,
when they
all
first
at
got
once.
injured.
Dude, even me, like I was starting to go blind at Casa because of freaking gabapentin.
Hmm.
I was like going
Wow.
blind.
Yeah, adverse
Wow.
reactions to it.
Yeah, and I was like, I talked to Patterson. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, I've never had blurry vision in my life.
Yeah.
Like I've had good vision, and I was like, dude, I can't even see like my therapist's face. And he just got back from like a week long. I think it was something with his kid. He was out east, and he's like, oh, it's gabapentin. And I was like, are you sure? I was like, it's just like a nerve thing, like a whatever. I don't
Nerve
think
blocker.
yeah.
Blocker.
And he was like, yeah, some people go blind from it. I'm like, what?
Oh,
I was like, hey, that's like a pretty big side effect. Like,
You would think.
for like a nerve freaking pill. So yeah, as soon as I got out of Casa, I haven't been on a single pill that I was prescribed.
nice.
That's good.
Like
Did
from
they have you on 4AP?
yeah, so I still take 4AP, but it's
Okay.
like a compound pharmacy drug.
Yeah.
But I think they just matched whatever I was on in the ICU because all my paperwork got
Just
transferred
got
over.
transferred over.
Okay.
With my like when I flew over, and yeah, so they just like matched whatever they did in the ICU. I don't know. I've always hated like
But I think like
medication, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And I think like a part of it, what you guys were talking about, how it's like we're like in this new generation because there's so much information out there that's available. People are starting to ask more questions. Even like I think about, what are we eating, and people are starting to dissect like what's actually in their food and changing to.
Well, you always like hear about like over in Europe, they're like, oh, we can eat pasta however much we want, and we don't bloat
Right.
and stuff like that. And then you see like
It's
what's
question
allowed in their
marks.
food or
Yeah.
farming, and it's a lot different than here.
Yeah. The soil is a lot different.
Yes.
Comes
So
from the soil.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think like the connection is just the availability to start asking questions, and when you ask
it's
those
way
questions,
more open now.
Yeah, and you,
Because of
because
social
of
media
social
and, like,
media.
TikTok, Instagram,
sure.
like,
Open that door for sure.
yeah, and
I mean, there's
it's
goods and
pretty
bads,
interesting,
right?
actually.
Like, there's goods and bads. Like, there's a lot of comparisons to people that are in social media that are
Exactly.
fitness influencers or
Or
Yeah.
influencers who might not know exactly.
What they're
They're
talking
but
about.
they have followers,
Yeah.
so people
Yeah.
listen to them,
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is
Like-
scary.
yeah.
but-
There's like you got to do your own research.
For sure.
Like,
I think it just
I'm a
take
big-
everything with a grain of salt.
yeah, and it's like
and like backed research. Like,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and it is funny, like, you don't want to
Don't
listen
even
to
get
people
me
on the
started on
internet
that.
all the time and stuff like that. It's just you gotta do your own research and kind of make your own best judgment for yourself.
Yeah.
think
Big
it-
research guy.
Well,
Over here.
yeah.
This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll say that.
Huge
But even
research
like, okay, as I've gotten into the field of research, like with the stuff I've been able to do at TPS, as I've looked more into it, it's like you start to even ask the questions of, okay, but all the stuff that's going on at a micro level with food or pharmaceuticals, why wouldn't or how could that not like be the same with research? And he is like, well, you got to find good research, and it's like, how do we even know what that is anymore?
What is
Like
that?
all of these studies, you go and you look, and it's like, oh, it's a study on healthy food, and it was funded by
I
XYZ
see.
company. I don't want to say a company, but
Yeah.
it's
You know,
funded.
I know
You don't
what
have
you're saying.
to-
It's,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
funded
It's
by
funded by a company that is
makes
trying
money
to.
off it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
Or
And
another
so
thing
it's
to
like,
see is when like they'll post research articles that are from 1972, and it's like, well, maybe there's something that was a little more recent than that,
Well,
and
updated.
peer reviewed,
Yeah.
studied, right? Double blind. We're talking like randomized double blind control
even
samples,
those, dude,
right?
I
So
don't
how much
wanna
different
say,
that
like-
is than
Yeah.
not than the
No,
latter,
for sure,
right?
for sure. But even still, like I have become even more skeptical now that I've gotten into the field of research. Of it could be a double-blind study, and as I've learned more, it's like even with those, they can still manipulate the data or manipulate
bit,
the
yeah,
study to be able to produce certain outputs. And if it's like if it didn't produce the output they wanted, they chalk that study and then do
change
another
it.
study, and they change one little variable to get to like the outcome that they want.
yeah,
And it's
the
like
outcome.
even the field of research nowadays is like
Little
very
different.
yeah,
Yeah.
Very
different.
nuanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because
Crazy.
like, I mean, I really think that they weren't expecting social media to be so open about this stuff. With so much coming out in I would say in the last 5 years
Yeah.
since COVID.
Yeah.
I think that's really
That
what did
really
it,
was like a big
where people started like
true.
asking little stuff here and there.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
I mean, think about how many like careers were made on social media when COVID happened, right? How many people like
Yeah.
made that their career now because
Yeah.
they weren't doing anything else, weren't working, so like,
Yeah,
I
I
need to
know.
make money somehow.
yeah, they're just in the
Now
house.
TikTok
chilling.
influencers,
Yeah,
and
yeah, that
Instagram.
stuff's crazy, dude. How much
Yeah.
money they make.
Was
Oh
there a
my
lot of
God.
information that you guys felt like was accessible to you on social media, like
Like
large
with
spinal cord
spinal
injury?
cord?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, on like TikTok and stuff, like there's people out there that have been in chair for a while. They're like very open
Yeah.
about like anything that's like helped them in any way. Like,
It's awesome.
yeah, even like psilocybin and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like people are on social media just openly talking about it. And I mean, it's cool for sure. Cause it's
Speaking-
like, I mean, I don't know. You can just find out almost anything these days. Like,
Right.
and get a decent answer. It's kind of interesting. But like you said, you got to be careful a little bit with social media.
For sure. Yeah, but at least like I think hearing the experiences, I think is great. Like for
Personal
someone that's been
experience.
paralyzed.
Yeah, I think
or
that's probably the
somebody
most important part is people's experiences, and like they're willing to put it out there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And it's cool. Like even doing this podcast talking about psilocybin and my experience with it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I would probably recommend anybody to at least try it once. Like, I mean, it's just a microdose.
What
You
was
don't feel
the company or like brand you went through?
it's called
if
Easy
people-
Peasy.
Easy Peasy.
Yeah, they just sent me. So it's kind of funny that I had a lot of companies just like send me random stuff when I was in the ICU, and it was just at my house when Jen got home. I don't even know how they got my address. I have no idea. But yeah, I take PPC 157 peptide, and SS31 peptide, and then I tried the microdosing and stuff like that. But this company, Easy Peasy, they sent me, it was like lion's mane, cordyceps, turkey tail, like stuff from mushrooms, like the tinctures and stuff like that for like nerve growth and all that. And they're like, oh, if you want to try, like, they like wrote me a whole note. They're like, if you want to try like microdosing, here's like gummies and capsules. And like I said, I never even thought about it until you brought it up.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this company sent me a bunch of that stuff, and I never, like, I was taking the lion's mane and things like that, but
I think that's like how we got on this topic. You were asking about like
It's
the
dude, I've
lion's
never,
mane and other
like I've been
compounds.
an athlete for my whole life. Like I've never done drugs.
Yeah.
You know, like I was like, I've never even thought about it. And yeah, I was just, I mean, like, whatever, we'll see what happens. And it was like I said, like nervous system response is like one of the coolest things to, like, you know, like I've been able to move my leg when I microdose.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's kind of crazy to see that now because it's
Right.
like, you know, I'm freaking paralyzed. So it's like you kind of get, I don't know, it's interesting because it definitely like opens pathways of some sort in your spine.
Right. How much of like mental fortitude do you feel like that process takes for you? Like I know like when we work on table work here, even when you're at home, you're trying to move your toes, wiggle your toes, and move your legs. How much of like your mental fortitude do you feel like that takes from
Dude,
you?
it's so draining.
Yeah.
Like for me to move my toe at home, I'm staring at it for like 20, 30 minutes.
Right.
Staring at it for that
Right.
long. And then my wife's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just staring at my feet.
Yeah.
You know, like a psycho.
Yeah. Just sending signals constantly.
Yeah, just like, and dude, like I'll literally just sit there and like, you like force like energy, and I can feel it, like forcing energy into my legs.
Right.
Like I can feel it, but it's just so delayed.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so weird too, because it's like, I mean, most of my training was with my legs when I was
Right.
racing. Like I focused a lot on my legs. Like they're pretty strong, and to like see them just like even today, like working with Jason, like trying to get my hamstrings to work. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
it's just like there's definitely moments where it's like really, it's not like heartbreaking because it's like you like, you know, your legs were so strong at one point and you did so much training,
Right.
and then you're like just trying to move an inch.
Mm.
You know, it's like it's crazy. So it's a pretty, like I said, it's a pretty humbling injury.
Welcome to The Perfect Step, a beacon of hope for those living with paralysis. We're not just another recovery program, we're pioneers in exercise-based recovery, transforming lives every day. Our mission is clear, to provide an improved quality of life through intense exercise-based recovery, education, research, and development. We treat conditions such as spinal cord injury, stroke, Parkinson's, and more. What sets us apart? Our clients often experience an improved level of function, sometimes even below their entry level. Imagine the possibilities when exercise is medicine. We're wheelchair-free, focusing on load-bearing activities to enhance function, bone density, muscle mass, sensation, and circulation. And it doesn't stop there. Our clients often reduce their medications and complications. But we're not just a program. We're a community of support. You'll meet peers who understand your journey, along with specialists dedicated to your recovery. Visit theperfectstep.com today and take the first step toward hope, health, and healing. The Perfect Step, where recovery begins.
Can you talk a little bit about like how your experience has been with your training here at TPS and how it might have been different or similar to the different trainings you had done? I know you didn't have like too much outside of here. You kind of like got right here, but like what was your expectation in coming here, and what was the reality of how the training process was for you?
So the training, it's awesome because it's like, for me as like an athlete background, like working with Logan, Jason, stuff like that. Like, I mean, getting pushed and like breaking a sweat, you know, like I like that. So it's and that side of things, like for me mentally, it's so good because it just like feels like I'm putting in work again.
Right.
And that's like how I've been wired for so long. I mean, some people probably hate it, you know, trying to get pushed like that, and they want to like be here and like have the therapist move their leg, and they're like hoping for some sort of connection and stuff like that. But I don't know. I really like the work that you guys put in here, because it's every therapist is different. It has like their own unique like exercises they do. And I mean, for me, it's just nice to be in an environment that everybody has the same goal, and they're just like, everyone's really positive here. And that was like another thing that I really liked. Just every time we come here, you guys are all happy, and like honestly, it's just like a really good environment, and I love that part because it's like you don't get treated like you don't get treated differently, kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
You know, you're still like a person.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, with this stuff, it's kind of funny how many people like, you know, they kind of do treat you a little different in public and stuff like that. Like they don't really know how to be around it because it is different. Even like, you know, I could tell like when my brother was in town, I could tell he was like, man, this is like kind of gnarly. You know, like it's like, wow, this is like a lot different than I expected. Because it's like you don't know what it's like until you're around it or in it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, just day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Even like for us, honestly, like
I still don't
you know,
know.
we get 2 hours out of somebody's day or 4
For
hours
therapy.
out of somebody's week, and like that's for the therapy component. And we can, you know, do what we can with them while we're in the building. But outside of that, if you were to really go through like what
Day-to-day.
somebody's day-to-day life is, I think we would even
Dude, I would say like
really
honestly, the
different.
hardest thing for me is like getting in and out of the car. It is like such a hassle. Oh my god, I hate it. Like the more I practice it, it'll be better. But oh my god, I hate it.
Yeah.
Got to get you a Hal truck.
Oh, does he have a ramp and stuff? Or like, what does he got?
The
The big
like,
slider door.
Swing out. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or like,
Yeah,
you seen
that'd
like
be
the cranes with the people have trucks and the crane in the back of the truck,
Yeah,
the
that
electric
stuff's
crane.
wild.
Yeah.
I don't got that kind of money.
That's wild.
Dude, that stuff's so expensive. Even like the mobility vans that they sell at, like
yeah.
air mobility and
crazy.
shit.
Well, that's another thing
Dude, they're like
about
70 grand.
Yeah,
Like,
like
how do they afford that?
or to like get the modifications. I have one client who she just bought like a new car and has to get the modifications done just to send it to Michigan for literally 2 months.
Wow.
Right.
That's the place that does the modifications for that like particular car, like of what she
Oh
needs.
my god.
And she's like, yeah, I just bought a car. I won't get it for 2 or 3 months. I was like,
That's terrible.
God.
Yeah, even like my hand controls are like $4,000. And I mean, it's like,
Really?
I mean, it's just like a chunk of metal. I'm like, bro, what?
that's another
Well,
thing
it's
about
because
this
they're
injury,
dealing with so
right?
much like electronic stuff.
Yeah.
I
in the
thought you
car.
were gonna go with the. I know we had talked about it, like the
Amazon route? No.
ones.
Yeah.
Well, actually, so I didn't end up paying $4,000. Thankfully, the company sent me a set for free, and I just had to pay for labor.
Nice.
But still, it's like, dude, the mobility space is crazy. Like, they're making money.
And how many of these things add up, right? Like after your injury, like how
But
many
it's
of these
even
things
like,
that
you can
continue
think
to add
about
up?
like if
You
I
like
get a new
catheters.
car,
Yeah.
dude, catheters.
Catheters.
When I see that
Crazy.
like statement to my insurance every month, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's like $2,000.
Wheelchairs, like to get a wheelchair that actually fits
No,
your body.
catheters.
Well, I'm saying like wheelchairs too, right? Like to get a wheelchair that fits your body.
That's like
It's-
this chair.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought this out of pocket because they said it was gonna take 8 months. I'm like, bro, what? Like, I gotta go home.
Right.
So I just bought one out of pocket, and it's
Yeah.
way cheaper than what they charge insurance.
through like
Yeah.
insurance.
Because like this
Even still,
chair,
they're not
this chair insurance
cheap.
price I think is $3,000 more. They charge them $9,000.
You don't have to do home modifications at your home. or
My
did you have to?
neighbor, he's an engineer.
Okay.
And his company built me ramps.
Nice.
So
awesome.
yeah, like dude, that guy was like a lifesaver. He like took care of our dogs when we were in the ICU because Jen was with me.
Yeah.
So no one was home. So
Yeah.
he took care of my dogs for 12 days. I mean, he still mows my lawn. He built me ramps. He built me new gates for our house. So like it has like
Awesome.
levers on both sides.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy, his name's Jim, dude. He's like the nicest guy ever.
That's so cool.
And since I got hurt, he like takes me out to like sprint car races, gets me out of the house because his kid's out in college.
Yeah.
He has only one kid and he's out in college, so I think he's just bored. He's like, dude, let's go to the races and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's nice to get out of the house. And
Yeah.
I mean, because it's like weird with this injury, like at least for me, like I put in so much work like rehab wise, it's like I'm pretty smoked.
Mm.
Like I go in my standing frame from here.
Yeah.
I'm in that for an hour. Do other exercises when I go home. So like I don't really want to like go out and do anything,
Right.
but I need to
Yeah.
like.
What is your daily routine looking like right now? Like days that you don't go to therapy, what are you doing at home? I know you're working the ski erg a lot.
Yeah,
lately.
I've been on the ski erg a lot. Yeah, I've been working out quite a bit. Like I wanted to start going to the gym. I don't really know how it would work though without like adaptive equipment kind of at the gym, but I think I could do like cable machines, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, I know like there's supposed to be like coming soon. A lot of the gyms are supposed to be even more accessible than they are
really?
right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And I know Choose is one of them that has a lot of accessible equipment there too.
Okay.
But there's some that do have like arm bikes and such. But is it really as accessible as it needs to be? Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Hopefully
like
soon.
I wouldn't want to go there and do cardio.
Right.
Like I had the ski erg and I bought a hand cycle, stuff like that too. So I'm gonna be
Nice.
training pretty hard on that.
There you go.
Yeah,
But it would be nice to get in the gym a little bit and
definitely.
lift a little weights.
There you
But
go.
it's just kind of, I probably need Jen there, make sure I don't fall. You know.
Yeah.
So
What has been your greatest educational resource when talking about spinal cord injuries?
like where I go
Yeah.
to like look things up.
Yeah. Whether it's a
Dude,
book that you
TikTok,
read,
for
TikTok.
sure.
Okay. TikTok.
Dude,
for
honestly,
sure.
it's like I hear everything from my wife. Like it's just from the second I got hurt. I mean, she was doing research on stuff instantly. Like, I mean, she put in a lot of work to like kind of see what works. Like you said, like do your research and stuff like that. She did a lot. So, I mean, she uses TikTok a lot. I would say that's probably been like the most help. Even just like when I was learning how to get in and out of my car, like seeing other people's that have
The way
been
they
paralyzed for a
transfer.
long time, how they do it, like the process of it.
Right.
And because like my way that I thought would work doesn't, and stuff like that. So like even like at Casa, like when you're first learning how to get in and out of your car, you use like a slide board, and dude, it was like it makes it so much harder. Like to just ditch the slide board and pull yourself in is so much easier. But I understand like some people maybe can't like pull their own body weight
Right.
and stuff like that. So every system's different, and I think it just really you got to do your research for yourself and your situation
Mm.
and make the right call. You know, that's what I think is the best for each, because each case is different.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so but yeah, I would say like TikTok's helped us a lot, like seeing what other people are going through.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you feel like is one way that you've been reinventing your life recently? Like, what are some new hobbies you've gone into? And also, too, like, what are some ways that you would suggest to others to reinvent their life after this injury? Say someone's newly injured. Say you're talking to Jerry after
Yeah,
2 weeks of being injured.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
are some things you would tell yourself?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, it's really just to like keep going. Really. I mean, it's like it's so easy in this space to like accept it and kind of like drown in it, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I have noticed that a lot in this space. Like a lot of people kind of drown in the injury. You know, like life. I mean, look at Hal. And he's built a great life for himself and his wife and kid and stuff like that. Like after an injury, and I mean, he's a quad, and it's like, I mean, I just took out my arms, and that's like kind of been my thing since I got hurt. And my wife, like, I mean, I could have been a quad. I broke my C2. I could have been dead. So it's like I got lucky in a lot of ways. I still got my arms, and that's really how I've looked at it. And I mean, I can still do a lot. So, I mean, why stop? This is
Love
really like the main thing.
Yeah. That's
So,
awesome. Dude, you
yeah.
bring such a good perspective whenever you come into TPS and we talk to you. I mean, I know like you've shared with me the tips that your life coach has given you and the visualization that you do and the
Yeah.
mental approaches that you've taken on this injury. And I feel like it seems like it's gone such a long way for you. And so like, if you were going to suggest somebody to get a life coach, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, totally. It's helped me a lot. So I got a mental coach when I was racing.
Okay.
It was my
Yeah.
final year of racing
Yeah.
that I was planning on doing. And dude, I crushed it after I started working with her. So
Yeah.
I was going to race in 2025. And I was having my best year yet working with her. And that was probably the biggest change, like as an athlete, was like the mental side of things. Like that was
Yeah.
probably the piece I was missing the most. Just like I was struggling with like the belief inner belief kind of thing with racing.
Mm.
A lot of it kind of stemmed from like stuff I grew up with, like with my parents and stuff like that. But yeah, man, it was, I recommended it to everybody. Honestly, it's just a new perspective. Even
Yeah.
like Jen's, my wife's dad, I got him to work with her, and I think he's like 3 weeks into it, and he's like, "Dude, this stuff." It's like it's weird because it's like so basic, and when you like get taught it, you're like, "Why wouldn't I just do that?"
Mm.
But you like, it's easy in life to skip the basic stuff because you think
Right.
it's so complicated.
Right.
But everybody overcomplicates the easy stuff, and that's like
So
really what
true.
it comes down to. And you just like break it down methodically, and it like all clicks, and it like makes a lot more sense. And like even him, he's like, wow, this stuff is like actually helped me a lot just to get like a new outlook.
Perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
I think it's definitely beneficial,
Love it.
especially in this space. Like, I mean, there's definitely some mental battles with this injury,
For sure.
so
Yeah.
it's good to talk about it.
Yeah, 100%. It's
For
good to
sure.
put on the table. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I think that a lot of our clients have a unique perspective they can bring to each other
Yeah.
and to the
And
community.
just being transparent.
Yeah,
Like everybody goes through stuff.
Yeah.
They can relate to you in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion, most people can relate to someone else.
Definitely.
Or I mean, I know it's kind of hard in like this situation, like body wise, but like mentally wise, like everybody goes through things in life, and
yeah,
it's not all just sunshine and rainbows for everybody.
absolutely.
So
Well, thanks for being transparent. And
yeah,
thanks for
community for sure.
yeah, definitely.
So
We appreciate you. Any other questions that you have?
No, I think that was a perfect way to end it.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on, and
Thank you, guys.
like I said,
Yeah, it
being,
was fun.
like he said, being
yeah, it's fun to
transparent.
just sit around and talk to the boys a little bit.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Absolutely.
Appreciate your wisdom, your knowledge, and for your expertise, man. And we're
Yeah.
looking forward to having you in the building and seeing your recovery and
Thank you guys.
have you back on again.
Yeah,
and
it's good to work with you guys too.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Thank you
So,
so much.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Sweet.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode of Pathways to Healing, the Perfect Step Podcast.
Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and leave a review by clicking the link in the description below.
If you have any feedback or topics you'd like for us to cover in upcoming episodes, you can go to our website under the tab Pathways to Healing and fill out the form.
We'll be back in a couple of weeks with another engaging conversation about the process community. Until then, stay resilient, keep inspiring, and roll on.